Welcome everyone. Today we will discuss the yes, no, not given question. We have taken Cambridge 16 Test 1, question 1 to 7. You know from our last two classes about this topic, we discussed exam hall techniques related to true, false, not given. Today we only analyze the question in different aspects using the technique that we shared in our IELTS Reading Academic Strategies, Part 1. If you want to know the keyword selection process, please enjoy the previous class 1 and 2. We will try to share the link to the previous class in the description box. Step 1. Let's go to the question. First, we will read the question carefully and understand the meaning, with underline the keywords in all questions at a time. We will also make synonymous words, and possible meanings of the selected keywords in our mind, to meet the paraphrasing. Various health problems means, different sorts of health problems may be mentioned in the paragraph. Fat under their skin, this keyword may be found directly in the paragraph. Study. Directly study or narrative information may be found in the paragraph. Liu and his colleagues, Liu and the name of other persons or the word colleagues directly may be mentioned in the paragraph. Compared different groups of polar bears, any information regarding the study may be compared with a group of polar bears. First researchers means any information can be found, whether the research is first or not. A comparison may also be focused between polar bears and brown bears. Control their levels of bad cholesterol. Any information may be found, where a process was shown regarding control of bad cholesterol. But you have noticed a word, that has been mentioned at the last of the question, is genetically. Means, direct meaning on the control mechanism of bad cholesterol may not be found, genetic means may only be found. Female polar bears and 6 months without food, directly can be found. But the keyword food may be paraphrased. Bones of female polar bears directly can be found. Dens in spring means a condition of bones of female polar bears may be mentioned, when they came out of their dens in spring. Mechanism for increasing bone density, a technique or process, may be found about the increasing bone density, which could be used by humans for the same purpose. The keywords of the first question we have got in paragraph A. They are uniquely adapted to the extreme conditions of the Arctic Circle, where temperatures can reach -40 degrees Celsius. One reason for this is that they have up to 11 centimeters of fat underneath their skin. Let's analyze the sentence. There is a question. What is the meaning of one reason for this? One reason for this, you can relate to the information. They are uniquely adapted to the extreme conditions, due to they have up to 11 centimeters of fat underneath their skin. But in the question, it is mentioned, polar bears suffer from various health problems, due to the buildup of fat under their skin. Mentionable here that they are surviving by using the fat, not suffering from various health problems for the fat. So, the statement contradicts the information. Answer is false. The keywords of the second question we have got in paragraph B. A 2014 study, by Shiping Liu and colleagues, sheds light on this mystery. They compared the genetic structure of polar bears with that of their closest relatives from a warmer climate, the brown bears. In the question, it was mentioned that Liu and his colleagues compared different groups of polar bears. So, their closest relatives is not the same of different groups of polar bears. The statement contradicts the information. As a result, the answer is false. A study was mentioned in paragraph B. A 2014 study by Shiping Liu and colleagues sheds light on this mystery. They compared the genetic structure of polar bears with that of their closest relatives from a warmer climate, the brown bears. But no information was found whether the study was the first research or not. So, the statement is not given. The keywords of the fourth question we have got at the middle of paragraph B. Liu and his colleagues found the polar bears had a gene known as ApoB, which reduces levels of low-density lipoproteins, LDLs, a form of bad cholesterol. That means the gene can reduce bad cholesterol. In the question, polar bears are able to control their levels of bad cholesterol by genetic means. So, the statement is true. The keywords of the fifth question we have got at the middle of paragraph C. Female polar bears, however, undergo extreme conditions during every pregnancy. Once autumn comes around, these females will dig maternity dens in the snow, and will remain there throughout the winter, both before and after the birth of their cubs. This process results in about 6 months of fasting, where the female bears have to keep themselves and their cubs alive. Here, 6 months without food and the 6 months of fasting provide the same meaning. And the female bears have to keep themselves and their cubs alive, depleting their own calcium and calorie reserves, represent the meaning of able to survive. So, the statement is true. The keywords of the sixth question we have got at the middle of paragraph D. They discovered that pregnant bears were able to increase the density of their bones before they started to build their dens. In addition, 6 months later, when they finally emerged from the den with their cubs, there was no evidence of significant loss of bone density. But in question it was found the bones of female polar bears were very weak when they came out of their dens in spring. Female polar bears were very weak in question is not same of no evidence of significant loss of bone density. So, the statement is false. The keywords of the last question we have got at the end of paragraph D. If the mechanism of bone remodeling in polar bears can be understood, many bedridden humans, and even astronauts, could potentially benefit. So, the statement is true.